Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and this is Out There Omega Edition. And we just had our Tukuses sort of handed to us by people who looked like me. They seemed human, they spoke another language, and then they decided to attack me. And the state of the ship is, I've got a superconductor, so they did no damage to my hull, ha 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 ha. However, they somehow did manage to get my cargo bay doors open, lost a whole bunch of very good things. Also damaged some things. I had to spend the last of my iron repairing things. So oxygen and fuel are the issue, especially the fuel. We do have an Omega though. In the event of emergency, throw your Omega into the tank. It will get you somewhere, somehow, but I'm hoping not to have to do that. This sector is full of nothing. Let's go to the Red Dwarf. Let's go to the Red Dwarf. The ship experienced a power surge during that last jump, or something like that anyway. It knocked the space folder out of order. Sure hope I have enough raw materials to fix it. I don't! Because I just got into an instance with a bunch of jerks who, beat the crap out of me and stole my good thing. Okay, but the space folder's for interplanetary, alright? And we're not bad for interplanetary right now. We need to go and get some fuel, and I don't have enough fuel to get fuel. I don't have enough fuel to get to the surface of these planets to get fuel. I could risk it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to throw the Omega in for fuel. And now we're up to 36. Okay, this run is going well. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is the nature of Out There Omega, is you never, you keep upgrading and getting things and going, oh, now I'm prepared, and then the game says, you are not prepared. You are really not prepared. So I need fuel. I need fuel. Let's orbit this gas giant and pick up as much fuel as we can. Please, please be liberal with your hydrogen and give me 7. Oh, thank you for the hydrogen. Thank you. It's not as much as I would maybe like, but I will take all of it and launch again at 4 and bring back 3, which still makes it worth it. That was still worth it, and we're finished here. Thank God. Now I need iron. That was a risk right there. Just doing that was a risk without having any iron. So let's throw the hydrogen that we just picked up into the tanks. And it does not refuel the ship very much, does it? We're only up to 60 fuel. Oh, man. It costs so much fuel to go down here and then come back off for the iron. But if we don't have it and something else breaks, we're totally boned and hosed and screwed and hosed and boned. Oh, God. I think I might risk flying somewhere else where I can get more fuel, as opposed to go for the iron. Because in the event of emergency, I can always break something down in the ship that will give me iron. Oh. Blue Giant, oh right, I need to repair the space folder. I have no option but to go for iron. Okay, we're going to this planet. That decision was made for you, Ronin Pawn. Don't start thinking or anything. Drill for 5. Okay, we got some iron. That's all the iron that I ever wanted. And we got more tungsten, which is neat to have, I guess. We can build other things with it at some point. I don't know, but let's fix the space folder. We can now leave this area. We only have 37 fuel with which to leave this area. And then I think we're going to be in the exact same situation we just were, which is we'll be somewhere and we won't have the fuel in order to land, and we're going to have to take a risk in order to see if we still survive. Take off. Oh, we've got 34 fuel. I'm sorry. I misspoke there. We only have 34 fuel. It costs 18 to get to this blue giant. This blue giant better have a carbon-based planet on it where I can get some fuel that counts for this ship. I just got an achievement unlock analog. Okay? What's that mean? I have discovered a station orbiting dangerously close to the sun. It is very old, but full of advanced technologies. Looks like its prime purpose is to extract the energy from the star. The station's hangars are spacious, the atmosphere is rich in carbon dioxide, but poor in oxygen. So if I want to explore, I'll have to carry an oxygen bottle with me. Large, polished mirrors are floating around, held by invisible supporters. They concentrate the solar energy, directing it to a strange mechanism with blinking Minsker-Bagan and Gamam indicators. The last symbol flashes in blue, then in green. Wow. Can I... I'm gonna load oxygen. I put a ton of oxygen in the mechanism. Nothing happens. Come on! I kick it. My primitive invectives don't seem to have any effect. Well, I guess I'll have to leave and look for other adventures. I thought I was giving myself oxygen in order to explore. I was then going to examine the machine. I did not understand that that option was going to be the only... And you didn't give me a planet that has the carbon on it. This game, man. This game. So we got a gas giant, we got a rocky giant, I need fuel, and look, I can actually get down to this planet without going completely fuel dry. Okay, things are going, we're just on the edge of death, constantly, in this game. Launch a probe and bring back... nothing of use. Nothing of use. Stack the thorium, we got a little bit of hydrogen, and this place isn't worth drilling again. Finish. Put that tiny, tiny, tiny little scrap of fuel in. We'll have 14 fuel after that. And... it's kind of the end. We're kind of at the end, aren't we? This run is coming to a swift conclusion here. I'm definitely not going there. Can I get somewhere with 14 fuel? Yes, you can't. Yes, you can't. It would be a risk to try and make that jump. Let's just double check, Ronin Pawn. Maybe you've got some fuel in your other pants. Fuel, 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 carbon, carbon or hydrogen, hydrogen or carbon, carbon, carbon or hydrogen, hydrogen, carbon. No, you have no fuel. I could drill again. Okay, we're gonna have to do that trick thing where we probe for 1 and bring back all the hydrogen that we possibly can. Probe for 1 and get 1. Okay, where do I stack it? I stack it up there. Okay, we're doing this until we're out of all the fuel we have. Probe for 1, get 1. Because each fuel actually gives us 2 fuel for each one that we gather. So if we just keep doing this, it's a massive, you know, use of fuel in order to just double, in order to just get 1 back, but it does help us. So right now we're looking at 12 additional fuel. There's nothing left to build. 12 on 8. That gets us up to 20, which means we can make that jump, right? Can't we? Maybe. If I throw the fuel in. There we go. Now we're up to 20 fuel. Alright, and then the jump to the next place was exactly 20 fuel to get to this yellow dwarf. I have no options, no choices. This is all that I can do. Travel to the yellow dwarf for 20 fuel. What a surprise. Orbiting around the star is a strange little device, small as a satellite, open like a golden flower and facing the fires of the sun. The petals of the little satellites are constructed of pure gold. It looks inactive, but I'm still a few million miles away from it. I don't want to salvage the gold. I'm out of fuel, so I'd love to study the device, find out that it somehow turns the heat of the sun into fuel and gives me fuel. It appears to be an extremely efficient and powerful planetary scanner. I take notes on its functionality and leave it intact. If I can make one of my own, it will come in very handy. Yes! We learned the Geoscanner, which I was talking about a little bit ago. You can scan planets and know what sort of resources are going to be down there before you go. We're out of fuel. We're completely and totally out of fuel. And there's a planet, okay? A planet which contains the dirt that we need in order to... In fact, 3 planets which contain... Oh my god! If we could have gotten to one of these garden planets, then we would be fine. We're out of fuel. There is always desperate action. And desperate action means just, you know, somehow crossing your fingers and praying to God that you get somewhere even though you don't have any fuel. I'm just looking at my resources again to convince myself that I have no fuel, I have no omegas, I have absolutely nothing that could be broken down and converted into fuel. None of these things break down into dirt, carbon, as far as I'm aware. We did learn that new technology. Before I die, let's go ahead and read what it's about. This device can analyze and estimate a target planet's available mineral resources. Simple, clear, we could build one right now with silicon and gold. We've got both of those things. Hey, why not? Let's go ahead and craft one. There you go, now we've got one of those. And that, just for the next guy who comes along and finds this ship orbiting in space, with our dead corpse floating around in it because we're out of fuel and we're about to take a desperate action and try to get to either the ship or one of the garden planets. If we go to the garden planet and we succeed, then we wouldn't have any fuel with which to drill, so the smart thing is to go to the ship because the ship will have fuel. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Out There Omega Edition. I am sure that this is the end. We've already pushed our luck too far, so thanks everybody for watching. I love this game. I really do recommend that you play this game. It is a horror. I have never gotten further than this in the game. This is probably the furthest I've ever gotten in the game. Buy it. It's great. Should I take a desperate action? I don't have enough resources to complete this action. Should I risk it all anyway? I'm risking it all on the Ronin Pawn channel. Go for it! Out of fuel. This will be my last entry. My fuel tanks are empty and I have nothing left to produce fuel with. I will return to cryostasis and let my ship drift in space. I hope that through the millennia to come, someone will rescue me, but it's a thin hope at best. This is the end of my adventure. The end of my journey. There it is. There it is. I could have just floated across and gotten into it, but no. No. That's the end of my journey. And that is the end of Out There Omega Edition here on the Ronin Pawn channel. Thanks again, everybody, for following me, for watching this, for watching a git who doesn't know how to play the game. Play the game. Hope you had some fun. It's over. We're all dead. Forever. I'm shutting down the channel. I am the Ronin Pawn. Pawn. Out. There. Oh wait, I've done better than this. My first run was better than this.